Is Ricky Gervais actually funny? That is the question and the premise of this video. Welcome to Rich House Comedy, where we honor the legends. I've heard this name a lot. A lot of people are talking in America. I really want to know what's about Ricky Gervais. So I found the video on him. We're going to get right into it. I want y'all to suggest whatever you think I should react to on this video. Let me know where you're from so we can all connect around the world. And
well, I am woke now, and I can prove it. Here you go. I love illegal immigrants. Yeah, sue me now. Sometimes I go down to Dover for the day, right? And I look out, right? I look for a boat, and I see a dinghy with about 60 of them, and I go over here, like, right? And I pull them into shore, and I go, women and children first. They go, there are no women and children. Just you lads, is it? Just come on, lads. Come on, lads.
Ricky Gervais is officially fed up with Hollywood's obsession with politics. He hasn't just grumbled about it in passing. He's boldly stood in front of the biggest names in the industry and called them out directly. As a British-American comedian and actor with a razor-sharp wit, Ricky has made headlines time and time again for his candid and unfiltered takes on woke culture in Hollywood.
Who would you guys compare Ricky Gervais to? You have to compare it to somebody in American culture and comedy. Who would you compare him to? The top of the American culture comedy, who would you compare him to?
In recent years, he's taken to interviews, social media, and live stages to make it crystal clear. He's not afraid to say what others won't.
She knew she couldn't explain paedophilia to a 7-year-old, right? But this is what she came up with. She said, because there's a man going round and he's cutting little boys' willies off.
What really gets Ricky fired up is the way celebrities and influencers constantly push their political views. It's not just that they have opinions, it's how they amplify them with a sense of moral superiority. Ricky has a knack for hilariously mocking this trend, especially when it comes to the over-the-top performative behavior of Hollywood stars trying to ride the woke wave. His ability to combine biting humor with sharp cultural commentary makes his take on Hollywood's political obsession all the more entertaining.
What is y'all view on being woke, and what is your definition of being woke? I mean, everybody's definition is different. I think in every culture is different, but what is your definition of woke, and is it right, is it wrong? You know, your view is important as everybody else's.
Hi guys, Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime. It makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country. And you don't want that.
In a short, punchy clip that lasts less than 30 seconds, Ricky Gervais brilliantly imitates Hollywood celebrities, mimicking their tone as they preach politics to their fans. Though the bit is wrapped in humor, Ricky's message couldn't be more serious. He sees these celebrities as out of touch and manipulative, using their platform to impose their political views on the public. For example, Ricky even name-dropped pop star Taylor Swift in his critique, further underscoring his frustration with this trend.
You can now do a university degree course in Taylor Swift. How fucking low academically can you go?
Ricky Gervais first made waves with his scathing Golden Globe speech, where he minced no words about his disdain for Hollywood stars chiming in on politics. He bluntly pointed out that most of them know little to nothing about the real world outside their bubble of fame and fortune. For years, Ricky has used his sharp sense of humor to expose what he sees as the hypocrisy of woke culture, urging celebrities to focus on what they do best, entertaining their audience, rather than trying to lecture the world.
It isn't just about the people in front of the camera. In this room are some of the most important TV and film executives in the world, people from every background, but they all have one thing in common. They're all terrified of Ronan Farrow. He's coming for you.
Okay, Ronan Farrow. Was that guy's put me on?
Coming for you. Look, talking of all you perverts, it was a big year. It was a big year for paedophile movies.
For all the laughs and applause Ricky Gervais gets for his unfiltered critiques of woke culture, he's no stranger to backlash. His comments, whether on stage or in interviews, often spark outrage, especially from those deeply entrenched in the movements he criticizes. But if there's one thing we've learned about Ricky, it's that he genuinely doesn't care. Criticism rolls right off his back, and he's made it abundantly clear that no amount of pushback will ever stop him from speaking his mind.
Our show Supernature dropped on Netflix last year. Big backlash, wasn't there? Big backlash. People going, you can't say that. You can.
One particularly controversial moment in Ricky's career came when he dead-named Caitlyn Jenner, a prominent transgender celebrity. For those unfamiliar, dead-naming is a term popularized by the woke community, referring to the act of addressing a transgender person by the name they used before transitioning. This practice is
That's a thing? Like, yo.
widely regarded as disrespectful, but Ricky, true to form, didn't shy away from poking fun at the concept. His take on the situation sparked heated debate, but he delivered his thoughts in his usual tongue-in-cheek style.
I'm willing to learn, and I found out my crime was that I dead named her. Now, I'd never heard that term,
Me either.
you know, before a day after the Golden Globes, and that was saying her old name and even acknowledging that she used to be a man. But she did.
Right? Like, what?
I saw it at the Olympic Games. It was decathlete. It was in everything. It was all over the place.
Ricky Gervais seems genuinely
He makes a good point. Like, who made up the term dead naming, and how do you dead somebody out of a name that they were given by their parents? Even if you transition, and whatever that is to you, cool. I don't care. My point is, why should I X out your name if this is the God-given name that you were given? Now, if you want people to change that, then change, but it requires time to change, and for you to get mad and make up a name for it is insane.
puzzled by the outrage surrounding dead naming. He doesn't hold back as he points out the absurdity of trying to erase someone's past entirely just to fit a particular narrative. To Ricky, the idea of pretending that Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner's pre-transition identity, didn't exist for nearly 6 decades is simply illogical. While he acknowledges Caitlyn's present identity, he can't help but find the demand to erase Bruce's history baffling. As always, Ricky's sarcasm shines through, making his critique both thought-provoking and undeniably funny.
I have learned my lesson, and that's why I'm going to be woke from now on. It's about time. Well, I'm sorry. Well, I am woke, and now I'm woke. The first thing I've got to do is change my Twitter bio. Because at the moment, it's like a list of the shows I've created. But now I'm woke, I've got to pop in the word anti-fascist, so people know I'm not a fascist.
In Ricky's eyes, woke culture often
I like
operates
that.
under the guise of helping minorities, but he believes it's more about virtue signaling than genuine support. To him, it feels like these causes are sometimes used as tools to elevate the self-importance of those advocating for them. What really gets under Ricky's skin is how dissenting opinions are immediately dismissed. Disagree with the woke crowd? Prepare to be labeled, criticized, or outright silenced. Ricky's frustration with this approach is palpable and forms the backbone of much of his humor.
So, well, you say you're woke, but the companies you work for, I mean, unbelievable. Apple, Amazon, Disney. If ISIS started a streaming service, you'd call your agent, wouldn't you? So, if you do win an award tonight, don't use it as a platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
If you want to see just how far some people have taken their obsession with being offended, Ricky has plenty of stories to share. One of his favorite points to highlight is how certain individuals take it upon themselves to get offended on behalf of others, even when the issue has absolutely nothing to do with them. It's a phenomenon Ricky finds both absurd and hilarious, and he's not afraid to call it out with his signature brand of satire.
People take...
Have you guys ever had a situation where that has occurred with you, where somebody, you had an argument with a woke person, or if you're woke and you're watching this, the vice versa? I'm not aware of this. I guess my focus is being a father. I'm a parent. Hashtag parent gang. Any parents in the comments? So that's my focus. Being woke is not as important. Being knowledgeable of what I need to be as a parent for my child is the most important part. Not about what's woke and what catering for certain cultures and societies in America.
Everything personally. I think the world revolves around them, right? Particularly on Twitter, right? I don't know. I'm not tweeting anyone. I'm just tweeting, okay? I don't know who's following me. I've got 12 million followers. I don't know who's following me. They can be following me without me knowing, right? Choose to read my tweet and then take that personally. That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, but I don't fucking want guitar lessons.
Ricky often notes how some people seem to actively search for reasons to be offended. It's almost as if being perpetually outraged has become a badge of honor for them. They latch onto the smallest things and blow them out of proportion, all to make noise and demand attention. Ricky doesn't hold back when it comes to dissecting this behavior, and he has plenty more to say about the topic, using humor as his weapon of choice.
But it really is that case of people come up and they say, oh, I was offended by that joke. And, my first reaction is, I don't care. Like, that doesn't mean anything. You're telling me how you feel. What I want to say why. And I'll explain to them. I'm willing to explain to them why the joke isn't offensive. I'm not one of the people that think, I'm going to say what I want, I'm going to be as offensive, and then go fuck you as a joke.
When it comes to his comedy, Ricky Gervais has one simple rule. He's not here to cater to anyone's feelings. For Ricky, comedy is about challenging ideas, pushing boundaries, and addressing uncomfortable truths. He knows his jokes might ruffle feathers, but he sees that as part of the art form. If someone gets offended, Ricky believes the problem lies with them, not with him. He's adamant that humor should provoke thought, not tiptoe around people's sensitivities.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right. Nope. You know, it's offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that. But you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing. So if you're saying anything...
Ricky's perspective on offense hits home because it's a reflection of how people often let their emotions shut down meaningful conversations. Instead of engaging in dialogue, they react emotionally and avoid the tough discussions altogether. Ricky's humor serves as a reminder that differing viewpoints are normal, and being overly sensitive can sometimes hinder the progress of honest, open communication.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh!
Yo, I really did not realize that he was the creator of The Office. Wow. And then Steve Carell was there. This is dope. Let me bring that back.
And being overly sensitive can sometimes hinder the progress of honest, open communication.
You probably know me as the creator of The Office. No, you don't, do you?
You think Steve Carell did it all? Oh! He's brilliant, isn't he, Steve Carell?
He's amazing as the bumbling office manager.
Where does he get his ideas from?
At its core, Ricky Gervais' frustration lies with how some members of the woke community attempt to impose their beliefs on everyone else. He finds it arrogant and unnecessary, believing people should be free to express their views without fear of being bullied into conformity. What annoys him even more is how personal opinions are often turned into massive public debates, as if everyone has to feel the same way. Ricky's blunt humor leaves no stone unturned when calling out this behavior and the inability of some to handle criticism.
People then they go, wow, yeah, we shouldn't hurt people's feelings. Well, you can if their feelings are wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like the facts, don't change the facts, change the feeling.
The debate between facts and feelings is nothing new, but Ricky believes it has reached absurd levels in the age of woke culture. His message to those who constantly look for reasons to be offended is simple: relax. Comedy, in Ricky's opinion, is meant to challenge people and even make them laugh at themselves. If you take everything too seriously, you're missing the point. He made this message loud and clear during his unforgettable opening monologue at the 2020 Golden Globes.
So let's go out with a bang. Let's have a laugh at your expense, shall we? Remember, they're just jokes. We're all going to die soon, and there's no sequel. So
what do you think? Is Ricky Gervais spot on with his critiques of Hollywood and woke culture? Or do you think he crosses the line? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.
I personally am impressed by Ricky Gervais, and I love the energy that this guy has, and I feel like what he's doing is something that everybody's scared to do. A lot of the people that we look up to and we honor were all scared to, weren't scared to face, the people that want to see you down. And I like how his approach to people is go head on with them. Also, I want to know some backstory. Give me some stories on Ricky Gervais. I really don't know much. I'm going to be honest with you. I thought Steve Carell created The Office. So let me know in the comments, man. I need more subscribers. We're not at 1,000 yet. I'm frustrated. But we're going to get the community together. Make sure y'all sub up, hit the top bell, drop your recommendations in the comments, and I'll see y'all on the next one.